It literally could be any moment we hear Ripple versus the SEC is over. It's going to be announced, it's going to be on the books. I assumed we were going to have to wait until the new SEC chair is confirmed and sitting in his seat, but things are moving quick. They ain't waiting. And you see from John Reed Stark, the official, Darth Vader of crypto himself, saying, as predicted, look, the SEC Coinbase case, that thing's dead. That's over. They did not wait on the new chair to take his position. And SEC Ripple is obviously next on the chopping block. It's going to happen. It's going to come quickly, and it may not have to wait for the new SEC chair. And at this point in time, are they going to drop it? Are they going to come to some sort of agreement here and have, a settlement on the books, which would be incredibly bullish? And might they go back to Judge Torres and get that fine reduced or totally dropped? Now, there's this attorney on X that's always yelling at me saying, you can't do that. You're not an attorney. And they're right. Listen, I'm not an attorney, but I'm telling you, if the SEC comes out with some sort of safe harbor here, looking back, saying, you know what, you're covered as long as you weren't committing fraud, and here are the steps to come into compliance, and they issue that out and they give the market, 2 years looking forward to get into compliance, they could take that back to Judge Torres, and that would change everything. That's new regulations, new guidance. That would be enough for Judge Torres to revisit those fines and penalties and possibly reduce them or drop them altogether. Now, why might the current administration want that? Because you see the president, he is, posting Ripple hero articles and Brad Garlinghouse, hype articles. This is crazy. Well, one incentive would be, guess what Ripple can do with that money if they get it back? Well, they could spend it on the midterms. That would be very desirable for the current administration. They're already a big political spender. Might Ripple say, hey, if we can get some of this settled out, we'll just, roll that all into the midterms. It absolutely could happen. And why do we care? Because it's not our money. It doesn't affect XRP holders. Well, it's just that much more bullish. Because people say, well, Ripple broke some laws. They had to pay some fines. Well, not if they revisit this issue, and possibly that all goes away. I don't really care. I just want this thing to end so we don't have to think about it anymore. It's kind of, in the rearview mirror anyway. But this is going to be a big moment. And it's not all baked into the price of XRP at this point in time. Because there are some people out there, there are some entities that don't, deal with almost over or should be over. It's like it has to be official and on the books before some of these payment providers, some of these banks will use these systems. And there are major investors that will not buy a token that is in the middle of an SEC enforcement action. They're just not going to go there. So this is going to have an effect. And it's not only the drop of this case. We're going to get an ETF approved at some point this time. We are in the middle of a bull run. People argue with me, say, no, we're not. Look, we are just on a cooling off period. We're going to take off again. If XRP is over $2, it's a bull run, people. If you haven't been around, if you don't know what XRP is usually priced at, this is a growth phase for crypto. And we're just starting here. But, it's literally could be any moment. And we see the SEC is moving quickly. They're not waiting for that new SEC chair. It's just a matter of time. John Reed Stark, he's waving the white flag here. He's saying, he's calling uncle here. He gives up. This is the end of the road for the SEC's tyrannical regime. Now it's about issuing out guidance like they should be, regulating the space. And soon we are going to get actual regulations from Congress, and that's going to be a game changer because when that happens, you are going to see the actual adoption of crypto technology. Things like Bank of America, big tech firms using, things like RippleNet, using technology like the XRP ledger as the tool it was designed to be to actually move money around. We are close. 2025 is going to be a massive year. I know we just had that hack where $1.4 billion worth of Ethereum was stolen. There's troubling financial stuff out there. Don't let that get you distracted. This is going to be a historic year for cryptocurrency adoption, for cryptocurrency values. You're going to go up like a rocket. Any moment now, we should see this space take off. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.